Okay, so we're going to try this again on cooperative technology. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. All right, so I'm going to continue from where I was at that point. And let's see if Marlo, if you're available, if you can check and see if this is coming through, that would be awesome. So, the part we were at where it was, what do you do when, what are some ways that you can do something about, boy, we are having technical difficulties today. Things that you can do about your dark night of the soul. How can you glean information from it? How can you utilize that, mine that for everything it's worth? Again, so that you don't have to repeat that same dark night of the soul. So, let's talk about vibrational level. When you're in the dumps like that, it's a really low, there's Marlo. Great, thanks, I'm glad it's working. And we'll just kind of figure out a way to put these two together. And something that I think is useful to know is your earth level vibration is at a certain, for lack of a better word, bandwidth, okay? Oh, and now the other video uploaded, so hang on a second. Man, we are just having great technological issues here, which of course means things are going to be great here. So let's see what we got. Think about it in terms of bandwidth, that earth energy is vibrating at a certain level. Spirit energy is vibrating at a much higher level. When we're at a certain level, let's say we're in a really dark spot, we're vibrating really slowly. And so we can't attract to us, I'm going to block off my computer screen here because my computer's been having issues and my tech guy is rebooting me. So, vibrating at that certain low level, if we want to up-level ourselves, I had someone say to me, you can have a great plan, you can do all kinds of things to put that plan into place, but if you're not in a place of self-love, if you're not vibrating at a high level, hi guys, thanks for joining me back again, despite our technical difficulties. If you're not vibrating at a higher level, all you can attract to you when you're in this low bandwidth place is low bandwidth people, low bandwidth experiences, and low bandwidth energy. So we need to do things to boost our bandwidth such that we can draw to us people, events, circumstances, experiences, etc., that are going to keep us at that higher vibration. Well, how do we do that? So someone said to me recently, well then, so we just got to fake it till we make it? My answer is yes and no. I'm going to teach you a couple of tools right now that you can use to boost up your bandwidth so that you are vibrating at a higher level, so that you can draw to you people who are at a better place than what you were when you were in the dark zone. So let's talk about two of them. One of them is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's a very simple, may not seem simple when I'm first teaching it to you, but it's a very simple protocol that you can use any time to help yourself shift from lower vibration to higher vibration. So what you're going to do basically is just tap certain parts of your body, and I'm going to talk you through the process as if we're doing it from the perspective of a dark night of the soul. So, first place you're going to tap is the side of your hand. I like to tell people it's a karate chop spot because that way they remember where to tap. You're just going to tap there, and we're going to do 3 rounds there, and then we're going to move on to some other areas to tap. What you're going to do for those 3 rounds is you're going to say something about one of the symptoms that you're struggling with. So in this case, we're going to do Dark Night of the Soul. And then you're going to add on a statement about deeply loving and accepting yourself. And you're going, well, I don't feel that way. Doesn't matter. You're going to say it anyway to begin with, because that's what we're installing. We're installing that positive feeling within yourself. So you tap here and you start with, even though I'm struggling with this dark night of the soul, I still love and accept myself. Even though this dark night of the soul is kicking my ass, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I just wish this dark night of the soul would end, I still love and accept myself. Okay? You may feel some tingling in the side of your hand when you stop. That's normal. Now what you're going to do is you're going to tap the inside corner of your eyebrows. You can do one side, you can do the other, you can do both. I like doing both. I figure why not get more bang for your buck. Hi Arlene, thanks for joining. So you tap right there, and you're just going to be talking about the symptoms that you're experiencing. So feeling this dark night of the soul. Under the eye, really sick of feeling this not good. Under your nose, I just wish this dark night of the soul would go away. Under your mouth, wonder what it's here to teach me. Okay? Collarbone spot, so if you've got a central notch here, you go down an inch and over an inch, and you just tap on each side, wishing this would share its message so I could move on. Then you're going to do underneath your arms, like where your bra strap runs across. Guys, you're going to have to imagine where your bra strap runs across. But just tap there, and then around the crown of your head. Just want to be done with this dark night of the soul. Then you take a nice deep breath and let it go. I would also suggest or recommend that in the beginning, kind of rate how you're feeling. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0, I'm lower than a snake's belly. 10, I'm vibrating with the heavens. I'm doing great. Okay? So let's say I started at a 5. After doing that first round of tapping, I would do a breath, and then I'd reassess. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit lighter, so maybe I'm up to a 5.5. Then we're going to do another round of tapping. So again, side of the hand. Really, even though I'm still struggling with this dark night of the soul, I do love and accept myself. 3 times. Even though this dark night of the soul is just no fun, I still love and accept myself. I guess we all go through dark nights of the soul, and I still love and accept myself. Okay? Inside corner of the eyebrows. Feeling a little better. Outside corner of the eyes. This tapping makes me feel weird. Just whatever's coming to your mind. Under the eyes. Ooh, I like this spot. This is kind of soothing. Under the nose. Releasing all the negative energy that goes with this dark night. Under the mouth. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of an idea here that part of this dark night of the soul is about trying to please everybody. Collarbone spot. Yeah, it's about pleasing people, and that's not my job. It's not my job to please somebody. Under the arms, like where your bra strap runs across. I'm like, I gotta let go of that people-pleasing thing. Okay, and around the crown of your head. And then take a nice deep breath again. And again, you want to pay attention to what's your energy. Where are you at? So if I was at a 5 and then went to a 5.5, maybe now I'm up to an 8. Feeling lighter, feeling a little freer, and you just keep doing that. Some people like to, each time they stop and take the breath, write a few notes about how they're feeling at that point, then doing another round. If you're finding for a couple of rounds you're staying at a certain level, like let's say I did a couple more rounds and I stayed at 8, what I could do then is target that. Okay, not sure why I'm staying at an 8. Really want to move up to a 9 or 10. Man, I just want this to shift. What do I need in order for it to shift? And you just keep walking through it. You may not be sure what it is you're supposed to say as you're going. The more practice you get, the easier it is to come up with things. But you can do, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. That's fine too. Another option, which I'd rather not have people use this option because it's not your words, but there are a ton of tapping protocols online. So you can just Google EFT protocols or EFT protocols for depression or anxiety or whatever your symptoms are, and there will be things out there that give you the words to tap for various spots. But again, I kind of like people to use their own words, even if it's difficult, even if they get stuck. because then it's truly you, okay? So that's the EFT tapping sequence that can help you shift your vibration from a lower level vibration to a higher level vibration. And again, the reason we want to boost up that vibrational level is so that you're attracting people, circumstances, and events at that higher bandwidth energy. Helps make your life a whole lot easier, more enjoyable, etc. So now I want to teach you a dialogue process that you can use. That's another tool for mining that dark night of the soul. Again, that's meant to teach you. It's a gift. There are gifts in that dark night. So the dialogue process, you're going to do a two-part process. The first thing is going to be you as the interviewer, and I like to either have you do this out loud or write it on paper. But it's going to be you interviewing your wounded child self. Okay, so I don't have a stuffed animal with me, but I'm going to use my timer as my child self, my wounded child self. I, as the interviewer, am going to say, okay, so you're in a dark night of the soul. What's going on? Well, I'm depressed and I'm angry and I'm frustrated with you. Talking to me as the adult me. Okay, so I, as the interviewer, am going to stay in observation and curious observer mode. Tell me more about that. You're angry with me. What are you upset with me about? You haven't been taking good care of me. Okay, tell me more about that. What have I been doing? All you do is work. You don't spend any time. We don't have any fun. We don't play. We don't do anything cool. Okay, you're right. We've been working a whole lot. We haven't been doing the fun things that we used to do. So what would you like to do? I want to go sit by the water somewhere, or I want to go walk in the woods, or whatever the child self comes up with. Be taking some notes. Jot this stuff down. Your job as the wise, loving adult is not to get caught in justifying, analyzing, blaming. Blaming the child self keeps you stuck where you are, all right? You're showing up for this child self in an interested, curious observer way. And again, the important thing is you want to be talking to this child genuinely interested, not just interested in getting that child to shut up, be out of pain, etc., but truly to be loving yourself, all right? A lot of us don't do a very good job of loving ourselves, truly caring about ourselves the way others would care about us. One of the rules of thumb I always give people is do not say anything to your child self, your wounded child self, that you wouldn't say to your very best friend, okay? So after you've done some communicating with that child self, either out loud or on paper, then I want you to shift and do more of an interview with Spirit, God, Creator, whatever word is comfortable for you. And you're now the emissary. You're the intermediary between that wounded child self and Spirit. So I'm interviewing Spirit now. Spirit, what else? This child self would like to go sit by the water and would like to be out in nature. What else could I do that would be loving and kind toward this child self? Tune in, listen to what you get from Spirit. It might be, you need to go to bed earlier. You need to shut down the computer earlier. There will be guidance there, still inner voice, guidance there for what steps do you need to take to be more in tune. And with practice, you're going to get to the point, and this may seem like it's a real stretch, but you're going to get to the point where more often than not, you're plugged into Spirit and you're plugged into that child self, taking good care of that child self. Again, our purpose here isn't to get rid of the dark night of the soul. It's to learn everything and anything that we can from that dark night of the soul to up-level our everyday existence. We're here doing the earth walk for a reason. We have however much time we have here. We may as well make it as high a vibrational experience as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. So these two methods, the EFT, the tapping, and the dialoguing with your wounded child self and then with spirit, with God, creator, those are two ways that you can go about deeply mining a dark night of the soul for the gifts that it has for you. And again, doing that from the perspective of I want to learn as much as I can learn from this, not just to make the pain go away, but to truly move myself up the vibrational ladder and be able to stay there, because then I know I'm going to be drawing to me more life experiences and more people that really fit with who my true self is. So, if you have ways that you tap that spirit energy, put them in the feed. Because again, I think when someone's in the middle of a dark night of the soul, it's all they can do to kind of get themselves moving forward a little bit. It's hard enough to put into action ideas that someone else can give you, much less generate your own ideas. When you're in the dumps, it's really hard to come up with some positive ways to deal with it. So we want to give people as many opportunities as we can for them to have tools to move forward. Sometimes people will say to me, well, I'm afraid to go into that dark place. It's really dark in there. They may be afraid they're going to get suicidal. They may be afraid they're going to hurt themselves. There are some things that you can do that can still allow you to tap the wisdom, the messages that are there in those dark nights, but not put yourself at greater risk. I think oftentimes diving in is what we need to do to get the messages we need to get, but we want to do that in a safe way. So one of the ways that you can do it, actually, that is use a timer. So I make an agreement with myself. I'm going to spend 20 minutes dialoguing with that wounded child self that wishes to die, that wishes to self-destruct. And when the timer goes off, I'm shifting gears to connect with spirit and to hear what spirit has to say about caring for that child. Another way that you can make it safe to explore those dark nights of the soul is by having a guide, someone who can hold big enough space for you to be able to take a look at that darker stuff, learn what needs to be learned there, make the changes you need to make, but again, not putting yourself at risk. So it might be a coach, it might be a spiritual, a person from your church, it might be a therapist, but someone who's big enough and strong enough to hold space for you to do this work until you're healed enough that you can hold that space for yourself. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this dark night of the soul idea and how it truly does hold gifts for us and how we do have ways that we can learn what we need to learn from that dark night of the soul and not have to try to outrun it because we're afraid of it. Give me some feedback. Let's see what you think about this idea. I hope this was very helpful and thought-provoking for you. When you look for this video again, if you decide you want to watch it again, obviously it's going to be in two parts because we had the break in the internet connection in the middle, but they should be right beside each other, so hopefully you can put them together. So to sum up today's message, dark nights of the soul, existential crises really are gifts that allow us to look at what needs changing in order for us to be able to up-level into a higher vibration and enjoy life more. If you'd like to explore this more with me, I do offer a one-shot deal, Ask Dr. Bonnie, and I would love to connect with you about that. I also have a variety of programs or packages that might meet your needs. The way we can connect is you can either private message me on my Facebook page here, or you can send me an email at bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, all little letters all together. And so that's it for today's Dr. Bonnie Delivers. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, clinical psychologist and America's Kick-Ass Coach. And remember, we're all capable of far more than we think we are. Have a great day.